Hey, what's going on, guys? This is SVT Pratt coming at you with another Fortnite Save the World video. Today I want to be going over what are the common hero setups that I like using and I've seen a lot of people use within the game. I had a lot of questions coming to me today like, well, what do you use in high-end Twine peaks and stuff of that nature? So it's going to give you guys a heads up too. There's not going to be any gameplay today. I'm just going to go ahead and show you the different hero combinations for your support and tactical bonuses and show you what you can use and stuff in different scenarios for that. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into heroes. And right now, I want to start off with, this is my most commonly used setup I have right now. I like the Urban Assault Headhunter. Yeah, he's the meta right now. He puts out the most damage, DPS. So, I mean, I tend to use it, and I like running and gunning too. So let's go ahead and show you some of the stats behind this. So I can see my squad bonus. I put up another Urban Assault Headhunter. What he does is increase headshot damage multiplier of ranged weapons by 27%. So on top of all the damage he's doing, he's adding another 27% damage to headshots I make. And in the tactical bonus slot, I like the Survivalist, the Master Grenadier Ramirez. So every time I'm out there killing enemies, I'm actually getting my health back and stuff of that nature. So this is one of my common ones I like using in Twine Peaks. And if I'm going out there doing missions where I just want to go ahead and put the max DPS out there. Along with her, we go ahead and change her out. Another hero I like using is Raven. Killing 10 enemies with a ranged weapon deals 14,539.1 damage in a 1 tile radius. So for every 10th husk you kill with a ranged weapon, it makes an explosion go off. Now, what I like doing too is like a trick. Is if you have the Noble Launcher doing encampment missions, it works great because all the husks are really close together, and killing 10 husks is pretty easy. So when you shoot that Noble Launcher out, you can hear all the explosions go off, and it just deals even more damage to husks around them. Now on top of that, so that's the Raven. Another thing too is if you like running a different soldier. Let me see here. I believe the new red line, not red line. Let's see. I know one of them has the keep out grenade ability. If you don't have it, let's see. That's Ninja. That's Outlander Pro. Let's bear with me for a second. We'll go through some of these together. Here we go. Shockwave. So if you want to go ahead and put Swordmaster Ken in there, you can have your Shockwave boost movement speed by 35% for 4 seconds. So I mean, it's another combination I like running to sometimes. If I'm running around in a little tight area and I like using Shockwave a lot, I go ahead, jump in, use my Shockwave, kill a bunch of enemies, and run out of there quick. So this way it prevents me from getting shot up. I know all these blasters are kind of OP these days and stuff like that. So that's another fun one. So that's basically what I like running for my soldier build. Now I'm gonna jump over to a farming. I know a lot of people, you need mats, you need stuff to build, you need materials to build weapons, create traps and stuff like that. Now here's my farming setup I love. I like using the Outlander Pathfinder. Go ahead and select her. Oh, I'm gonna go over here, change him. Put him in the wrong slot. Well, I got another one anyways right there. Select. So Pathfinder Outlander is really good at going and collecting a lot of materials, doing your anti-material charge, and you have your keen eyes. We can see a bunch of loot chests and stuff of that nature around the level mission. Currently, right now, as it sits, I know Epic is broken. The actual keen eyes does not work on the Outlander, but hopefully that gets fixed first. So any Outlander Pathfinder for your primary. My secondary I like using is the Recon Scout. Recon Scout gives you that extra 6% chance for double loot. Double loot meaning, alright, so if you find like a tier 6 chest out there, you have a chance to increase your a chance to get double the rewards for that. So if you have like evolution mats that drop, you can have 2 of them. Same thing with storm chests. We do storm chests. You have a chance to double loot. Any chest you open up within the level, you get double loot, which is awesome. And so select her. And for my tactical side, let's change this one out. I like using, where is he at? Right there. Gunblazer Southie. Lagma Fragments now drops ammo. I am constantly running out of ammo all the time, and it's kind of a pain to collect nuts and bolts all the time, and all the materials to keep on crafting ammo. So with this setup here, I'm farming materials for building. I'm getting a chance for extra double loot, and every lava fragment I get, I have ammo now. So I can go ahead and build up my ammo reserve, so I'm not there running around with my Urban Assault Headhunter. I'm not worried about crafting more ammo. This is really good too, is with the Pathfinder, you can actually take down the llama yourself. I know with other Outlanders, your ability to hit with the pickaxe does not do a lot of damage, but with a Pathfinder, you can actually take out a llama yourself, so you don't need to help people with it. Even though if I'm doing a mission that someone else is sitting there building, I go ahead and drop them a llama. But if you're just going out here and just putting a mission on private and you're going to farming, this is the best setup I like using. Anti-material charge, I mean, they changed that here recently too. The cooldown on it, I believe, is 10 seconds with this character. Let me go ahead and jump into his abilities. Let me take a look here. So in the zone, after 5 hits in a row with a pickaxe, you gain an extra 48% damage there, which is awesome. I said talked about the loot llamas. You have a Teddy with this character, but he's nothing like Reclaimer or anything like that. A Teddy doesn't last long. It doesn't put a lot of damage out either. Like I said, this is just like a farming build. Passer Zone increases run speed while in the zone by 12%, which is awesome. Keen Eyes, like I said, this one's broken right now, but when it does work, it's awesome. It reveals containers that contain valuable objects within 2 tiles while in the zone. Here's your anti-material charge, like I was talking about. Performing a one punch that travels 1 tile, dealing damage to any structure punched and blunt enemies. This punch would knock back smaller enemies. So on top of using it as an actual ability to hurt husks, you can actually destroy walls or cars or anything that's in your way. And once you destroy it, obviously you get the materials for it. Loot find, here's a 6% extra chance to find double loot. So on top of your support bonus of the recon scout giving you extra chance to find double loot, you have double loot here too as well. Work. Increase harvesting weapon damage by 24%. So on top of 24%, you're looking at in the zone of 48. So that gives you a decent amount of damage upgrade. That's your ability to take down a llama single-handedly. You don't need other people to help you with that. Keener Eyes increases the range of Keen Eyes by 1 tile, so it goes from 2 tile radius to 3 tiles. Phase shift rapidly shifts 1.75 tiles in the direction currently moving. And at the end of your phase shift, it increases your movement speed by 30% for 3 seconds, which is awesome. They actually added this not too long ago. So when you're running around doing your phase shift, you do material charge, knock down a wall, whatever it may be, collect your resources, phase shift again. So it's pretty much a speed running through the whole mission map and farming, which is awesome. I love it. Diamond Llama increases yield of building materials and crafting ingredients within the Loot Llama by 50%. So normally, I think a normal Loot Llama is you get like 100 wood, 100 metal, 100 stone. Well, this one increases it by 50%, so it makes it 150 of each one of those material items when it dropped. And Deep in the Zone increases damage resistance by 14% and pickaxe damage by additional 24% while in the zone. So you have 24% here, 24% here on top of your 48% here. So essentially you're getting 48 times 2. So it's almost doing 100% extra damage than normal, which is awesome. And here's his readout. Focus on harvesting damage and resource collection, using it in the zone to move quickly and keen eyes to spot valuable loot. The one thing I like about Keen Eyes is when you're running through, it reveals obviously the loot in the map, but you sort of get used to it. When you're playing your missions, you're like, oh, all right, well, I've seen this here a lot of times, so let me go ahead and check it out. You sort of learn where all the chests are, when the valuable loot is. So when you're playing like Urban Assault Headhunter or a Ninja, you know where to look at because you've been running around farming with these characters. All right, so let's go ahead. So that's my farming setup there. That's why I didn't really level these two up, because I mean I usually pretty much strictly use these for farming. Now for Damage, let's go ahead and change this outline. We'll stay with the outliner group. For damage, I know a lot of people use Shamrock Reclaimer, which is awesome, or even the new Ragnarok. So if I'm running, let's see, we'll do the Ragnarok first, select him. Now with his abilities, he is strictly with Shock Tower, Seismic Impact, even his anti-material charge does a lot of damage if you sit there and charge it up. So with these abilities, I want to max them out and focus more on these abilities for this character. So to do that, let's change this support to, I know there's a lot of Shuriken Master Lamuron. I believe there's another ninja out there, I forget her name, that can do it too. Is it this one? Yep, Shuriken Master Sarah. I don't have her level up, I have this guy. So go ahead and select him in. So what this guy does is he adds 20% damage to all abilities. So when you put your Shock Tower down and you do your Seismic Impact, it's doing 20% more damage with this guy here. And for the last one, for the tactical, I like running Carbide. Select. So what Carbide does is increase the duration of Teddy by 5 seconds. So Teddy's huge, especially, oh, this guy doesn't have Teddy, but go ahead and change him out. I forgot that, excuse me. With the other Outlanders like Reclaimer and stuff like that, that's why I like running as Carbide. He has that Teddy ability. Let me go ahead and change him up. Cancel. For Ragnarok, let's see what other abilities we can go ahead and use for him. Let's see, look through here. That's another Teddy. I believe there's one for a Shock Tower too. Let me see if I can find it. Ninja Stars. Maybe it's somebody I didn't have leveled up yet. No, it might be the support bonus instead of tactical. So yeah, you can use the Teddy one, but for Ragnarok, I'll go ahead and probably either use the Survivor's perk with the Master Grenadier Ramirez to keep his energy or his health up. So every time you do an ability kill, you get more health back. Because I know Outlanders and Ninjas are the weakest of them all, far as health and shield goes. So let's go ahead and switch over to, let's go ahead and select her, switch over to Reclaimer. So let's go to, where's my Shamrock Reclaimer? Select him. So he has the Teddy Shock Tower and anti-material charge. So he'd be good having Carbide here. Change this out and have Carbide. So now, every time I throw down a Teddy, his duration is going to last 5 seconds longer. And so you can keep this Shuriken Master in there if you want the ability damage, but also here's another little perk I like running, so let's change him out. Let's see if I can go ahead and find this real quick. So instead of doing just a base energy damage or a base ability damage, we can go ahead and let's see, where is it at? I'm looking for him. Is it this one? Nope, that's energy damage. Quick clip. Melee. Oh, let's increase ability damage. That's what that is. Alright. Where did it go? I thought I had one there for Shock Tower, but I'm not seeing it right now. Nope. Alright, so what's he got? Increase ability damage. So new ninja does ability damage. Alright. Trap damage, not worried about that. Curry rating with swords and sights, not too worried about it. So yeah, I guess main one now, I have that one, but I swore there's another one. Oh, that's what it is. Alright, so let's go. We'll leave the Shuriken Master in there. Cancel. Carbide. Maybe this is it. I think I was in the wrong one. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Alright, so instead of having the Teddy last for 5 seconds longer, you can have this ninja. Shoot an eye blast. I know there's ability in here somewhere. I'm missing it right now. That creates so your Teddy shoots out eye blasts. Let me see. Bear with me, guys. Where do you go? Don't quite see him. All right. I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, go ahead and post it down in the comments down there. But the main one I like using for the Claimer is the ability damage and carbide with the Teddy, because our main focus is on Teddy more. So I can cancel that out. So those are the two main Outlanders I like running. We'll go ahead to Ninjas. Now, when I'm running a Ninja, I mean, Ninja's just for fun. I did a video before on the new Blade Storm Enforcer with the Kunai Storm, the throwing stars. He's fun, but when I actually want to go out there and run a mission for ninjas and get a lot of kills, I like using the sword because ninjas focus more on melee weapons and swords. What I run is the Sword Master Ken. Let's go ahead and select him. So this is one of my main builds I run with him. So let's go over some of his abilities. Upgrade Inspect. So you get the Shinobi, which is common on all ninjas. Your fall damage is reduced, and your increased run speed is increased by 10%. Yeah, this one got Smoke Bomb, so every time you throw a Smoke Bomb down, it creates a cloud that persists for 6 seconds. The cloud slows all enemies with inside it by 30%. It deals 24,562.6 damage per second. So it's kind of fun. I'll show you the reason why I like using it. So if you get in a group of enemies, you go ahead and put your Smoke Bomb down. It kills and slows everybody down within that. And when you kill somebody with the Smoke Bomb, it activates a Shadow Stance. So I get over here, so it increases more damage with my melee weapon and during the Shadow Stance. All right, so let's go back up here a little bit. Mantis Leap, that's your double jump for your ninja. Fleet increases movement speed by 12%, so that's baseline. Here's the big one I like using, is 5 Winds Cut. Increases damage of swords, axes, and scythes by 24%. So that's why I like using the sword, because they swing faster and they hit harder. Axes and scythe are kind of slower, and plus there's a scythe ninja that came out during a Neon event that she's pretty good for that. So throwing stars, this ninja can throw 3 stars in the line, one at a time, dealing 31,152.6 edge weapon damage with each star. Like I said before, this is the Shadow Stance. After defeating an enemy with a melee weapon or edge damage, the ninja enters a Shadow Stance for 4 seconds. During Shadow Stance, damage resistance is increased by 15%. Mantis Leap costs 60% less energy, and the ninja becomes more difficult to see. Legendary Blade, do additional sword damage during Shadow Stance. So on top of my 5 wind cuts, I'm actually getting even more damage done with the sword when Shadow Stance is activated. So say if I kill a normal husk with a sword, I enter Shadow Stance, then I even do more damage on top of that. And on top of all that damage I'm doing, Assassination. Dealing sword damage grants 1 stack of Assassination. Increasing the damage dealt by swords by 5%. Lasts 11 seconds and stacks up to 5 times. So essentially, once you get 5 Assassination built up, you're doing 25% more damage on top of Shadow Stance, on top of 5 Winds Cut. So you can see where I'm going with this. This ninja is pretty awesome with swords. Long Assassin, increase the duration of Assassin by 6 seconds. So it's actually a total of 17 seconds. The most commonly used perk with the ninjas everybody likes using is a Dragon Slash. He just has a basic one here. Ninja springs forward 2 tiles, dealing 56,913.4 edge weapon damage to all enemies within a half-tile radius. Legendary Blade, do an additional 35% sword damage while Shadow Stance is activated. You can see this is just crazy with the amount of damage you can do with the sword. And it gets better. Wait, it definitely gets better. I got something else for you too. And Masamune, increase the sword damage of Legendary Blade by additional 35% while Shadow Stance is activated. So that is huge. All those bonuses with the sword damage. Now here's where it gets better. I just got this new another one of these. I haven't got a chance to load them up yet, but I just wanted to show you what the maximum output of this guy is. Let's see, where is it at? Did I favor him yet? I don't see him anywhere. Nope. Where is he at? 2020. Where you go? Oh, there it is. Hiding over here. Select. All right, so obviously once you get up to 3 stars, this 12% damage is going to go all the way up to 24, I believe it is. Yeah, 24%. So now all those sword damages perked I just went through with you on this ninja. Now when you put this support bonus in, he has additional 24% once you level him up to swords, axes, and scythes. So the amount of sword damage you can output with this guy is just phenomenal. So you want to run around hacking these husks up with swords, that's the way to go. And for the tactical bonus, I got 2 choices I like using running here. So with my first one I like using is the Mega Base Kyle. Smoke Bomb restored shield to full strength. So I'm running around and I'm taking damage, and I notice when my shield gets depleted and I start taking damage off my health. I just go ahead and pop a Smoke Bomb and bam, instantly refills my shield to full strength. So that's kind of huge in the with the ninja, because you know ninjas and outlanders don't really have a lot of health and shield, as you can see here. So that's one of the main things I like using. So I'm running around, going ahead, slashing these husks up, take some damage by these stupid blasters, go ahead, bam, pop smoke screen, and full shield again, and just keep on going at it. The second ability, if I'm not running that, I like running, like I said, the Survivalist, because all the kills I'm doing, I need that energy, that health back. I need to get that health back and keep my health up with these ninjas. And I go ahead and the sword I'm running, I use the Founder's Masamune, which has Life Leech on it. I saved that for a different video. So when I'm running around with the sword, on top of all the sword damages I'm doing, I'm taking more life back from the husks. So that's kind of fun doing with Swordmaster Ken. That's one of my favorite builds with the ninja. Let's go ahead and go back, cancel that, and change him out. With the new Blade Storm, I go ahead with the Blade Storm. I go over with you guys. With him, I like the Kunai Storm, Throwing Stars, and Dragon Slash. I'm not a fan. I'll be honest. I've been running around and playing with him for a while. I'm not a fan of Kunai Storm. It's really so hard to control and activate and get right and aim. There's no really aim to it, and the area effect on it is pretty much minimal at best. I mean, there's so many other better ninjas out there. Like I said, like the Swordmaster Ken, Dragon Scorch with his Dragon Slash. So, but if you decide to run with him, he's fun to play with. But I'll go ahead and for my support bonus, I use the Shuriken Master Lamurai. Like I said, that does the 20% ability damage. So your Throwing Stars, your Kunai, all that stuff is increased damage. And for the tactical bonus slot, change this out. I would use the Survivalist Ramirez, or Master Grenadier Ramirez for the Survivalist perk. Alright, so there's the ninja side. Let's move on to, well, I like running for Constructor. Alright, so get out of that, change my primary hero. Now there's a couple different constructors. I know a new one that just came out, which is the Steel Wool Sid. We'll get into him a little bit. Now the Constructor main purpose is building bases and defending bases. Alright, so when you go out there and you build a base and the objective, you want to have abilities that increase its strength, because I mean that's your main point as a constructor. So what I usually like running is I like running the Heavy Base Kyle. I got him from the Neon event, and I don't know if you got him for the birthday events, but I like running a Heavy Base Kyle for a couple reasons. We won't get into it real quick, then I can show you the support and tactical bonuses. So with Heavy Base Kyle, increase building speed by 10% and reduces building costs by 10%, which is common on all constructors. Kinetic Overload, if you're using a melee weapon, or a hardware weapon, usually, when that Kinetic Overload perks, you're going to do all this damage within a quarter tile radius, which, I mean, honestly, unless the husks standing right next to each other, is not really worth it. Your base, here's like I said, building with constructors, your main ability is the bases. The base alters the matter of connected building pieces. Affected walls will do energy damage to any enemy that strikes the wall within a melee attack. Attached structures gain 12% damage resistance. Extend 6 segments from placement. Only one base can be active at a time. Now here's the special abilities with this particular constructor. Electric floors. Enemies within the area affected by base take damage over time and feel the base. After 30 kills, base emits an explosion that knocks back husks and deals energy damage in a 5-tile radius. Now, I'm sure you can see like other people's videos. I know David Dean's like in love with this character, with all his soloing. Put out your base. It goes out 6 tiles. Husks running on top of it. They take damage from the floors, and you kill them. Once you kill them, like a little soul comes out. The husk goes into the base, and once you collect 30 of them, it just creates this big, huge nova explosion, and does damage in the 5-tile radius. So that's why I like using him too. So you want to put the base close to your objective, what you're trying to protect, but also you want to put it out where the husks are coming in at too, so you can stem that floor. And when that blast goes off, you can take damage from that. All right, let's go through some of his other abilities. Automated defenses increases base connectivity by 1 piece. So you start off with I think it was a 4. Let's see it. Base alters materials. I don't say in here. 6 seconds. So you get. I think that's already added in. I don't think it goes out 7 because 7 is the mega base. Decoy, you have a decoy in this one. You plop down the decoy, distracts all enemies within the 1.5 tile radius for 7 seconds. Like I said, with other constructors out there that do have a better decoy than this guy has. His main purpose is killing husks and trap tunnels, overclocking traps. Like I said, put the traps up, put the base down. Now you have a bunch of traps down here. It increases reload rates for all traps within the base by 20%, so your traps are going off 20% faster. Fast building increases building construction speed by 24%, and a lot of people don't really know what that is. It's like, all right, so as soon as I throw up a wall, it's going to take that wall to get from no HP to maximum health. So faster that happens, obviously faster you can level that wall up to tier 2 or tier 3. So I mean, it really comes in handy if husks are at that point where they're banging walls down at the main structure and you guys are struggling to throw up walls. It's going to have a lot more faster to get that max health on that building piece than it would if you didn't have that on. So that's kind of cool. Like I said, electrify floors, we work one of that on top. Enemies with an area affected by base take damage every 2 seconds. Bull Rush, you have your Bull Rush, which does 77,787.2 blunt damage. The constructor charges for 3 tiles, collecting enemies on the shield, knocking them back at the end of the rush, and colliding with the wall. It's kind of basic. There's no other perks for this guy that goes on that. Mega Base increases base connectivity by 2 pieces. Yeah, so you start off with 4, I believe, so 5, 6, 7. So maybe it's 7 tiles. And turn up the base, increase the radius of field the base by 2 tiles, and damage by 80%. Now, this constructor is focused on taking down enemies within base to charge up a great energy nova. So it is called a nova blast. Boom. Gotta love it. Alright, so now you guys know what his abilities are, what I like running. Now, there's a couple of options I like doing with him. If I'm at my Storm Shield, or building up my Storm Shield base, for my support bonus, I like using, where's she at? She not here. 6. I think she's my wall 6. They upgraded her yet. That might be 82. Constructor Penny, or any hot fixer. Reduces the cost of building by 10%. So on top of the 10% I already have, is doing another additional 10%. So if I'm running around building inside my base, these two is what I like using because the cost is so cheap, and you can actually get more building pieces for your buck. So when I'm running out there farming with my Outlander, I gather up all the materials. Now I'm at my Storm Shield defense. This is what the build I use to go ahead, to do. Now I don't like using anything in attack. It doesn't matter if I'm sitting there building my base intact for the tactical slot, because the only 2 perks I want here. But to actually go into the game and play the mission, I will change her out. I just want to show that. Change her out with the Shuriken Master again. Select. Because he does the ability damage by 20%. So your Nova Bomb going off, all the electric floors going off, all your ability damage is getting increased by 20%. And for the tactical bonus, I like using, where's he at? Right here. Power Base Kyle. You do power-based knocks, it's the same character. Structures attached to base generate 5% of their max health every 10 seconds. Does not stack with power modulation hero perk. So what that means is anything that's affected by your base, if it takes damage, this will automatically heal itself up or repair itself 5% of the max health for every 10 seconds. So within 30 seconds to a minute, your base would be fully recovered back to full power again, which is awesome. Alright, so this is the constructor I like using when I'm building and trying to defend an object. So I have the heavy base Kyle, the Shuriken Master for ability damage, then I have the power base Kyle for the base regeneration. Now let's go over to some newer ones here. Change him out. I'll show you a little bit with Sid, Steel Wool Sid. He looks cool. I like his look on him. So Sid, he doesn't really focus on base too much or decoy. His main perk is to go after the kinetic overloads, which is the hardware. So I go through with that. See, all right, creative engineering. See, it's all common on all constructors. Kinetic overload does damage 72,543 damage. And it's considered a plasma as well as energy. Critical hits with hardware melee trigger and the kinetic overload, dealing additional damage and knockback to the target. He does have a base which goes out 4 segments, I believe. 3 segments, excuse me, 3 segments, and you can see all the stuff there. Lightweight increases hardware attack speed by 24%. So if you have if you're using a hammer or anything like that, its attack speed is kind of slow on them, where his actually increase it faster. Hammer critical chance increases hammer critical rating by 18%. He has a decoy. Going and going and going. Decoy lasts 2 seconds longer, so it's 11 seconds instead of 9. Software increases hardware heavy attack energy efficiency by 150%. So when you're doing your heavy attack with your hardware, it takes a lot less energy to do, so you can do it more often. I like using a Walloper because you just bounce around the map hitting enemies. It's kind of fun with them. Decoy stun. When the decoy is destroyed or expired, it creates an explosion that deals impact and stuns enemies for 1.5 seconds. So what's really good about this guy is you go ahead and you throw your decoy out there, all the enemies cluster up, then you just take your melee weapon, your hammer, and just go nuts hitting husks. And so when you're hitting the husks, your kinetic ability, kinetic overload charges, and all the husks around that take a massive damage. So that's his main perk. So when I'm running around, he's really fun to do in encampment missions too. You get all the husks gathered up. You just sit there and just pound them away with your hammer, and they blow up and die. It's kind of fun. But as an actual traditional constructor where you put your base down, he's not that really big of a deal. Then I got Bull Rush, which is a normal, like I said, just read that before. Kinetic Overdrive. When Kinetic Overload is triggered, it affects targets within a half-tile radius of the primary target. And then you have your maximum overload damage deal by 110%. Alright, so that's him. So I like putting it in with him, so he's a lot of melee weapon damage. Let's go back. Change him out. So for my support bonus, let's see where we can go ahead. Right here. I like using the Ragnarok. Punchy. Increase blunt weapon damage and impact by 12%. So any blunt weapon you're using, a bat, hammer, whatever it may be, hardware, it's doing damage impact is increased by 12%. And for his third tactical bonus, let's see what I like using. Anything good? Nope, I don't see anybody down there. Alright. You could do Survivalist, like I said. That's one of my main go-to people because, I mean, you always want more health in the killing things. You always want to kill things so you get more health from doing it. Or you can go ahead and do the Raven. Killing 10 enemies with a ranged weapon deals a lot more. That's a ranged weapon, so he won't be too good with that. Excuse me, I take that back. Yeah, so I'm probably just going to stick with the Master Grenadier Ramirez there for him. Alright, so those are the constructors. Now you can have Mega Base. Let me show him real quick too. So if you're doing Mega Base Kyle, his thing is his base goes out a lot further, and the base actually takes a lot less damage. You got automated defenses base. You see connectivity goes out farther. Let me see where's it at. You still get electrify 4s, another connectivity for base, fully contained. There it is. Increases the damage reflected by base by 50%. So if a normal husk hits the base and it does, say, just to say, 1,000 HP. Well, now it's, instead of doing 1,000 HP, it's going to do 50 HP. So it's taking a lot less damage, and the husks take a lot longer to go ahead and try to break through. Increases health of buildings with an area base by 15%. So on top of taking less damage, you're getting more health. And the big thing about him is his base is just huge. It just goes all the way out. And with him, go ahead and change Ragnarok out. There's a couple other ones you can use too. Where's he at? With him, I like using that Hot Fixer. Reduce cost on building by 10% because you're building this huge base. So it's taking a lot less damage. Anyways, so it's taking less materials. And for the final tactical perk, upgrade. Oh, how do I upgrade? Excuse me. Change them out. For that, I would like to use Heavy Base to complement him. So base with an area, after 30 kills, the base emits an explosion bomb. So pretty much what his main perk does when his Nova Bomb goes off, it gives that ability to the Heavy Base, or to the Power Base. So yeah, there's a couple constructors I like running. So we went over the Soldier, we went over the Ninja, we went over the Outlander. Let's go back here. Change him. Let's see what else we got. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I like running there. Yeah, so Outlanders, Soldiers, and Ninjas, Outlanders. But yeah, so those are the main things I like running. Like I said, there's a lot of different combinations you can go out there to put in your primary and your squad bonuses, tactical bonuses. But my two ones I really run, if I'm out there shooting things up, I'll go ahead and use my double Urban Assault Headhunter for the extra headshot damage and the extra DPS output. And for farming, I do my Pathfinders. So those are pretty much my main two go-to guys. If I'm doing a big objective like my Storm Shield defenses, I'll run a Constructor just for his base purposes. But yeah, so those are it. Hope you guys like this video. I mean, if you have any questions or anything like that, please post a comment down below. I'll get back to you. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And until next time, catch you guys later. See ya.